This is one of those recipes where the oven does all the work. The best thing about it is it's all done in one tray, so less washing up. I love this recipe. It's my Greek-style chicken and peas. Now, in a 3-litre baking dish, I'll add 500 grams of frozen peas. You'll need 500 grams of potatoes for this. I'm using Desiree potatoes, but you can use other waxy potatoes such as Kipfler potatoes. This is a recipe from my recent book called The Weeknight Cookbooks, and it's become so popular. And I think the reason for it is because most of these ingredients you'll have at home. All you need to do is pick up some chicken thighs on the way home, and then you've got a really easy dinner for the whole family, and they'll love it. So we're going to cut these into rough chunks. Now, I've preheated my oven to 200 degrees. Get that oven really hot because we're going to be cooking this in 3 stages. So we'll just mix that with our hands. For some sweetness and to help the sauce become thick and rich, I'll add 2 tomatoes that I'll just cut into 4. You can see I'm not being precious with this recipe at all. It's all about fast chopping and getting it straight into the oven. If you don't want to use fresh tomatoes, you could use a can of peeled tomatoes. Just drain away some of the liquid. So now we'll add some oregano. This is the Greek influence here. A sprinkle of that into the dish, along with the juice of 1 lemon. Now, this can be substituted with another acid, so you could use white wine, also works really nicely. But there's something that happens when you combine lemon juice and the potatoes. They become sticky and really, really delicious. So 1 whole lemon, lots of juice for this. Squeezing that over. And now for some extra liquid, some chicken stock. If you don't have chicken stock, I've done this with water and it also works really well. So a splash of chicken stock, and now a good pinch of salt to season those potatoes and the peas, some freshly cracked pepper, and then a good glug of extra virgin olive oil. This is also going to help form a delicious sauce. So a couple of generous tablespoons of oil in there. Right, this goes into the oven for 25 minutes or until the potatoes are par cooked and the tomatoes have softened. First stage of cooking is done. The potatoes are half cooked, so we can add the chicken. Allow the chicken to come to room temperature. It's just going to cook so much better. And I'm going to use chicken thighs, skin on and bone in. You can find this at all your supermarkets now. If you don't want to use chicken thighs, it works really well with other cuts such as chicken drumsticks. So I like to add the skin to it because it's going to almost turn into crackling. It's so delicious. It also acts as a protective blanket for the chicken flesh inside so it stays nice and moist. Now we need 6 of these chicken thighs. And we'll just place them straight onto our potatoes. And now I'll season this with some salt, some more olive oil. Nothing wrong with a couple of glugs of extra virgin olive oil for it to taste extra special and to get that glistening finish on the chicken. And the remaining oregano. And finally, the rest of the stock. Now, just with some tongs, I'm just going to press the chicken in to the baking dish and just expose some of those potatoes because I want those potatoes to go golden brown. So just poke them out on the sides. Wonderful. This goes back into the oven for about 40 minutes. Halfway through, I'll just give it a quick shake to ensure that everything is going golden brown. This is looking spectacular. Tray bakes, this is what it's all about. Simplicity, ingredients that you already have, minimal ingredients and maximum flavour. Weeknight cooking, this is what I'm talking about.